Hey, what is going on, guys? This video today is going to be a discussion on the new gameplay changes implemented in patch 5.0 by Epic Games about 36 hours from the time you're going to be watching this video if you click on it right when it releases. And there were some really interesting gameplay changes in this patch. I'm sure you guys have heard about some of them. I'm going to get into my thoughts about why these changes probably aren't the best in the world. We're going to talk about what the brand new close range meta is due to some of the new gameplay changes. And it should be a really interesting video overall. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so as I said earlier, I'm sure most of you guys have seen these patch notes by now, but if you haven't, I'll put them on the screen because they are really important. The first 4 bullets all deal with shotguns, so we'll just go down the row and kind of talk about what they mean. The first 2, shotguns will now indicate how many pellets hit visible within the reticle, and adjusted shotgun spread pattern to be consistent with no random variation. The whole point of this is to basically feel like shotgun engagements have a little more predictability and controllability about them. We all complain so much about like pumping someone square in the body or square in the head from close range and seeing like a 9 or 13 and just wanting to pull your hair out. Hopefully with these 2 bullet points that won't be the case anymore. With the pellets showing up inside the reticle, how many you hit, you feel like you have an actual understanding of the number you're hitting, and with the second bullet point, hopefully that number is accurate based on the pellets you're hitting, because that's what it's intended to do. Overall, I played pretty much all day today, and I felt like the pellet thing wasn't really a big deal because it flashed on the screen inside the reticle so quickly, but in general, I did feel like my shotguns were a bit more predictable with what I was hitting for. The heavy shotgun now fires 10 pellets rather than 5, but the maximum damage is unchanged. This was actually a glitch earlier today when you could literally be hitting people in the head for like 350 with the heavy, but it's recently been changed, so not really a big deal, and honestly something you probably won't even notice. And now the fourth and easily most important bullet point of this entire patch, underline it, star it, circle it. After firing a shotgun, another shotgun cannot be fired for a very short time. Now, if you haven't gotten your hands on the game yet, let me tell you that those like last 4 or 5 words for a very short time are an absolute lie. This bullet point right here, and I hate to proclaim it because I am the biggest double pump, double heavy fan in the world, has single-handedly killed double shotguns in Fortnite Battle Royale. When I first saw this patch note before I saw gameplay, I thought it wasn't going to be a big deal. I thought it was just going to be another aspect of making the switch between 2 shotguns a little slower. But let me tell you that switch is not just a very short time, it's legitimately like 2 full seconds. You shoot from one shotgun, switch to another, and now you can shoot again. That's legitimately what it feels like, and I'm serious when I say this. Unless someone discovers a glitch to override that or something, any kind of double shotgun combination is officially dead in Fortnite. No more double heavy, no more double pump, no more pump heavy, heck, no more even pump tack. Even that's dead because it involves 2 shotguns. So I personally believe this is an absolutely horrible change, and I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here, so I hope you guys, got the popcorn or whatever and actually enjoy this aspect of the video, because I am legitimately mad about this. If they implemented this change back in like June when double pump first came back into the meta, because I think they like removed the switch delay or something that now made it possible again, I would have been fine with this patch, and I think this exact change would have been very well received in that time frame. But they actually did something very positive, and instead of just getting rid of double pump or double shotguns in general, they chiseled away at its overpoweredness with like 3 different patches. First off, they made the switch delay a little bit slower, then they nerfed the damage, which was the biggest one, and then they nerfed the overall building damage of double shotguns. I actually made a video about a week and a half ago discussing this whole brand new meta after that final double shotgun patch, where I said even though I was a big fan of double pump and double heavy, that I thought the close range meta was at the best it's ever been in Fortnite. This was because of another change involving the SMGs that made so many close range combinations of weapons viable. I mean, just to name a few off the top of my head, you could be successful with double pump, double heavy, heavy pump, pump SMG, heavy SMG, pump drum gun, pump tac shotgun. I mean, what was that, like 7 or 8 combinations just off the top of my head? It was the most diverse and interesting and fair close range meta I have ever seen in my 8 or 9 months of playing Fortnite. But now, because of this patch, they basically created what they didn't want when double pump was dominant in the very beginning, and that was a meta dominated by like 1 or 2 different combinations. And now we get into the actual part of moving on with our lives. Double shotguns are dead. What is the new close range or shotgun meta in Fortnite? And here's what it is, as boring and bland as it may sound. You're either going to use the heavy shotgun or the pump shotgun in your first slot, and your second slot is either going to be the tac SMG or the drum gun. That's really it. There are some other maybe off-meta, somewhat viable options. I've seen some specific people have success with either a single heavy shotgun or a single tac shotgun, and the reasoning for this now is due to the fact that you're only using 1 shotgun, you don't have to worry about the long switch delay if you were to be using 2 shotguns, and also now that double heavy and double pump are officially dead, you'll be able to hold your own with 1 shotgun as long as it has some sprayability to it, like the tac shotgun certainly does, and the heavy shotgun also does to some extent, but that extent is balanced out by the fact that the damage is so much higher than the tac shotgun. And what this off-meta option gives you the good advantage of is you have 1 extra inventory slot over the people who are going to be rocking either heavy SMG or heavy drum gun or pump SMG or pump drum gun. And why that's so good is with how overpowered something like rockets is right now, if you're a person that uses AR, shotgun, SMG, you have to choose between either 1 healing spot in rockets or 2 healing spots, period. But if you're only using a single shotgun, you could go AR, tac, or heavy shotgun, 2 healing spots, and still use something like RPGs or a grenade launcher or C4. Or if you want to get even super off meta about it, you could go AR, tac, shotgun, healing, RPGs, and a sniper. So a lot of options there. It gives you a free inventory spot, which is always super valuable when you only have 5. But what I'm going to be using, and I have a feeling that's what a lot of you guys want to know, is definitely going to be the first and most meta combination, and that is, like I said, shotgun and either SMG or drum gun. And just to get a little more specific here, it's going to be the same as it was before. The heavy shotgun is always going to take precedence over the pump shotgun, and when it comes to deciding between either an SMG or a drum gun, that really comes down to either preference or opportunity. And me, what I'm personally finding is I just go with whichever one I find or whichever one has a higher rarity. So if I can find a purple SMG, I'm going to take that over any other option. But if I find a blue drum gun and I've only found up to like a green SMG, I'm probably going to go with that blue drum gun. I feel like the tac SMG has a little more oomph behind it, has a little more standalone value and can be used even without a shotgun in some situations. But the drum gun offers you a lot more building sprayability with, I believe, a higher building damage and a significantly higher clip with 50 bullets versus 35 bullets. So again, it really just comes down to preference, whichever one you like more, and the only way to determine that is to go in and give it a try with both weapons and both potential combinations for close range encounters. And oh yeah, the medium to long range damage potential of silenced SMGs were heavily nerfed in this patch, and I think overall that's a good thing. The reason they did that was because some people were starting to use like blue and green silenced SMGs over ARs because they're able to do really surprisingly strong damage in medium and long range situations. So that's now dead, and ARs are back to absolutely owning the meta and being a requirement in every 5-slot inventory. So yeah guys, overall I'm really upset with this patch, I'm not gonna lie. I think what Epic is doing here is they are just continuing day after day to lower the skill gap between the good and the bad players. What I discovered while playing today for a session of about 7 to 8 hours as soon as I woke up just grinding Season 5 was that I'm having a lot more trouble now in situations where it's like a 1v3 or a 1v4 or just a typical solo squad situation. Because to some extent, you could use the fact that you are outnumbered 4 to 1 or 3 to 1 to your advantage in most situations. If a team sees that they have you outnumbered 4 to 1, probably have you pinned down while you're building, they're going to play so much different than they're going to in a fair team fight. They're just all going to spray you down down. They're going to rush at you like chickens with their head cut off because they're basically all competing for one single kill. And you can definitely use that to your advantage. They're going to run at you stupidly. They're not going to play smart. They're not going to build. So a lot of the time, I was able to turn these fights in my favor so quickly by getting a super quick pick on a player by using double shotguns before he even has a chance to react. But now, using a shotgun and an SMG, I now have to hit a shotgun shot, and after that, depending on what the first number is, sometimes as many as like 5 or 6 extra SMG shots. And it is a lot longer hitting 1 shotgun shot and 6 SMG shots than it is to hit 2 quick shotgun shots. So I'm discovering as I'm hitting a guy for 80, hitting him for like 325s, and right before he's about to die, when he's 1 or 2 shots away from death, he'll just quickly cube himself up, and it's back to a 4v1 instead of what should have been a 3v1 if shotguns were how they were 48 hours ago. So yeah, you know, maybe you can call me biased. I'll admit it. I love double pump. I love double heavy, but I did not think they were overpowered before this patch. In June or back in January when they ran the meta, absolutely they were overpowered. But how they were before this patch, I thought they were absolutely fine. I thought only the most skilled players in the world were still able to dominate with them, and I thought things like pump SMG and heavy SMG were just as good as them in a vacuum at the end of the day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I would love for you guys to leave me a comment down in the comment section below letting me know your thoughts on the brand new shotgun changes in Fortnite, as well as just in general your thoughts on Season 5 of Fortnite. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, do whatever the heck you want, and I will catch you guys next time.